Hi everyone, this is Norma with All My Crafts, and today I have this cute little crocheted purse for a little girl. I'm going to show you how to make this purse. Again, my patterns are very easy and simple. So this was made with the Red Heart ombre yarn, and I made this little flower here, and I also made a tassel. It has two handles right here, and that's what it looks like in the inside. So I made different colors, so I'm going to show you some of the other colors that I made. I made that one. I made this one with different colored pinks, and then this flower right here. I also made this one that has some blues, white, and some silver in it. I also made this one. Actually, this yarn I got from the Dollar Tree. It's a very beautiful, soft purple color that has some of this silver sparkle in it, and I found it at the Dollar Tree and I was so happy, and believe me, I cleared them out as soon as I saw it. I really love this yarn. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this. Is just obviously just with one color. This is a loopy flower, and then again with a tassel. And I also made this one, which has a nice flower and a tassel right here. And I'm going to show you how to make it with two colors like this one. So it'll be white and a green color. And I'll show you how to make a flower and then a tassel as well. This is another yarn that I found at the Dollar Tree. So I was lucky to find this one. So I made this little purse right there. And I also made this one right here. This is just a pink with a flower and then the tassel. And then I made this yellow one right here, white and yellow. This is the loopy flower that I'm going to show you how to make. You can make different flowers, but this one is just a very easy and simple one. Believe me, it's not hard at all. And then I'm going to show you how to make the tassel as well. And I also made this one because I had a little bit of yarn left over. This one's a little bit smaller than the other ones, and I just made a tassel for this one. I didn't make a flower. As you can see, there's a little difference in it. So you can really make them as big as you want or as little as you want. So this one obviously is a little bit smaller, and I just had a little bit extra, so I was able to make this little purse right there. So let me show you the materials that we will be using. I'm going to be using, again, the white and a green. And this green is from Vanna's Choice Lion brand, and it is a size 4 medium weight yarn. And then the white is from Loops and Thread, and it is a size 4 medium weight as well. And I took the labels off because we're going to work with 2 strands. And it's just easier to have it off as you're working on your project. You can kind of pull it. So I took the labels off. We're also going to be using a crochet hook size K. And we're going to need a stitch marker. Okay, so to start off with, let me just put that to the side there. To start off with, again, we are working with 2 strands of yarn. So you're going to grab the strand from the inside and the strand from the outside, and you're going to work with both strands. So to start off with, we need a chain of 17. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet along the top, or I should say the back loops only. So we're going to crochet along these loops right here only. Right here you have the front, and then you have the back. And I'm sorry, Bronco is sleeping here in the living room with me, and he is snoring very loud, so you'll probably hear him in the video. He is about 10 years old, and he is a pug, and it's about midnight Central Standard Time, and he's snoring away. So you'll hear him. Sorry about that. So anyway, we're going to start off with a chain of 17, and we're going to start in the second chain from the hook in this back loop only. Okay, across the chain here, we're going to work a total of 15 half double crochets. It'll leave 1 stitch unworked, and I'll tell you what we're going to do with that one. So to start with, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops, and that created your half double crochet. And I'm going to put my stitch marker right here so that we can tell where our first stitch is. And then we're going to continue on, and we're going to work a total of 15 half double crochets in these back loops only. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to continue to work these loops, and I'll meet you at the end when we have 15 half double crochets. Sorry about that. So we've worked our 15 half double crochets here, and we have 1 stitch left unworked right here at the end. And in this last stitch, we are going to work a total of 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. So that's 2 and 3. Now sometimes it can be a little bit tricky working with 2 strands, so you have to be very careful. So we got the 3 in the last stitch. Now we're going to work along the other side of the stitches right here. Okay, so we're going to work on this side a total of 14 half double crochets, and then you should have 1 left unworked, and I'll tell you what to do with that one. So to start on this side, this is where we did the 3 in the same stitch. So we're going to skip this one, and we're going to go to the next stitch right here, and we're going to start in that stitch and work our half double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to continue to do it, and I'll meet you at the end on the other side. So I've worked the 14 half double crochets along this side right here, and we have 1 stitch left unworked right here, and in this last stitch we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, so now on this side, on this corner, we have 3. We have the 2 and then the one that we started, and then on this end we did the 3 half double crochets in the same stitch. So at the end of this row here, you should have a total of 34 stitches. So you want to make sure that you have that count, because it's important to have that exact amount, and you could easily miss a stitch. And you have to be careful when you're at the end here, because it looks like this is a stitch right here, but it's not. This is the slip stitch from the previous row. So you just have to be careful where you're ending your stitch. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the stitch marker out, okay, and we're going to add the next color. We're going to add the green color to this. So again, we're working with 2 strands of yarn. So I have my 2 strands right here. I'll try to get them even here. Okay, so we have the 2 strands of green. Okay, so now we're going to switch colors. Now you can change colors any way that you like to do it. This is how I like to do it. I'm going to, obviously my white is on the hook right now. I'm inserting into that first stitch, okay, because we're going to do a slip stitch. And I'm picking up my green right here. I'm not tying a knot. I'm not doing anything. I'm simply just adding it to my hook here. And then I'm going to pull that through both loops. So now I have the green on my hook. Okay, now as you can see, the stitch is a little bit long, so all you're going to do is take this white and tug on it, and it'll close that stitch up. Okay, so again, I'm not tying anything. I'm just simply pulling it right through to start the next row with our next color. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1, and then what we're going to do is in this next row we're going to work with the green yarn. We're dropping the white, but we're going to leave it. We're not cutting it. We're not doing anything with this. We're just dropping it because we're going to pick it up again. Okay, so now we're just working with the green strand only. And in this next row, we're going to again work in these back loops only right here. Okay, so I did my chain 1, and now I'm going to go into these back loops and do a half double crochet. So that's all we're going to do with this round, and that's really all we're going to do for the rest of the purse. It's just a half double crochet all the way around, and we're just going to be switching colors back and forth. And again, we started with white. This is the bottom of the purse right here, and we're going to start working on the side of the purse. So this is my second one, and I'm just going to continue to do this again. It's just half double crochets in the back loops only. okay? And you should have a total of 34 stitches at the end of this row. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. So I'm here at the end. I'm going to finish this last half double crochet right here with my green. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to drop the green and pick up the white. Okay, and it's already on. We're going to pick up the white and we're going to slip stitch. So again, this is our chain 1, and we're going to go to that first stitch, that first half double crochet, and we're going to slip stitch. So all I'm doing is putting my yarn over my hook, pulling through and pulling through, and now I have the white on my hook. And again, let me pull this up. So again, as you can see, the stitch right here looks very long, and all you're going to do is take this green and tug on it. Okay, and as you can see, it closes that stitch up. Okay, so now we're going to start with the next row, and we're going to start with the white. So we're going to do a chain 1, and moving forward, we're just going to go through both loops this time. We're not doing back loops, front loops. We're just going to go through the whole stitch. So just half double crochets all the way around, and this time we're picking it up again in the whole stitch right here. Okay, but as you see, when we did it with the green row, it gave that nice little edge right here, and that's the bottom of the purse, so it gives that nice little edge. So now we're going to continue to work in our white, and we're going to continue to do half double crochets all the way around. So I'll meet you back here at the end of this row when I have the whole row done in white. So I'm going to finish this last stitch right here, this last half double crochet. So now I'm going to drop my white, and I'm picking up my green because the next row is going to be green. I'm going to do a slip stitch to that first one, put my green over my hook and pull through, and now I have my green. I'm giving this a tug, and now we're going to do a chain 1, and we're going to work again half double crochets all the way around. And after each row, you should have a total of 34 stitches. And I would suggest that you count after each row because you don't want to lose a stitch. It's very easy to lose a stitch, and we need to have exactly 34 stitches for each row around. So I'm going to continue to do this, and I'll meet you back here at the end of this row. I'll show you how it's starting to look, but that's how it's looking. I'll meet you at the end of this row. So I'm going to finish up this last row here, or this last half double crochet. I'm going to drop my green, pick up my white, and I'm going to slip stitch to the first stitch right here. And I'm putting my white on my hook and slip stitching. I'm going to give this green a tug to tighten up that stitch. Then I'm going to do my chain 1. And in that same stitch, I'm going to start with my half double crochet. And I'm going to go around in the white, and we're going to repeat this process. And we're going to repeat this process for 10 rows. So when I mean 10 rows, I'm starting with row number 1 on the side of the purse here. Obviously this is row 1, but when we're doing the side of the purse, we're going to have 10 rows of that. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm starting the 4th row. So we're going to have a total of 10 rows on the side of the purse. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'll meet you back here when we have the 10 rows. Now, as you crochet these rows, I just wanted to mention real quick, as you crochet these rows, these stitches are going to slowly move over slightly. Okay, that first stitch is going to move over slightly, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just we want to have a nice clean switch, but you'll see that it's going to move over that first stitch over this way. So we're going to end somewhere over here. So I'm going to continue to do this. Right now we're working with the white, then we're going to switch to the green, and so on. And I'll meet you back here when we have 10 rows. I just wanted to come back and show you what I mean, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 6th row. I'm starting my 7th row, and this is where my first stitch is. So we started over here, and I don't know if you can kind of see where the line is going right along this side right here, but that's where the stitches are going. So it's going to keep moving over as you keep going higher, but that's okay, because this is going to be the back of the purse, so you really can't tell, you know, too much here. But I just wanted to show you that it's going to keep moving over as you go through each row. So again, I'm going to continue doing my half double crochets, and I'll meet you here at row number 10. So here we have 10 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I did my slip stitch, and I switched my color because I'm going to switch to the green for the next part. We're going to work on the base of the handle and then the handle itself. And again, you need to make sure you have 34 stitches. So it is very easy to lose a stitch if you know, I started using a stitch marker, then I took it out, but I recommend to use a stitch marker, and after each row to count your stitches. And I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I was getting a phone call and got interrupted here. So anyway, we have our 10 rows. I switched my color to start the handle. And I just want to stress that you need to have 34 stitches. It's very important because you can easily lose a stitch. Now, I've done it before where I've made it and I ended up with 33 stitches. That's not really a big deal. If you find that happens, I wouldn't take this whole thing apart. There's no point of that. Just add an extra stitch before you get to the end, and you should be okay. Just in one of these, just add 2 half double crochets and it should be just fine. So anyway, now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the little handle part. So what you're going to do is we're going to half double crochet. Now what's going to happen is we're going to have on this end here 6 stitches, and then in the back end 6 stitches. We're going to skip 5, and on this end we're going to do 6 stitches and then 6 half double crochets. I'm sorry, saying stitches, I mean half double crochets. So we're going to have 6 half double crochets, 6 half double crochets, skip 5, 6, 6, skip 5. Now, to start off with here, now, as you can see, we kind of end it over here. It's not in the corner, it's not anywhere. So on this end, when we're first starting our handle, we're going to do 5 half double crochets, and then we're going to work around, and then we're going to add that last 6 half double crochet when we come back around. And I'll explain to you. I know it's kind of difficult to understand what I'm talking about, so I'm going to show you. So we're going to start off here with the chain 1, and we're going to half double crochet on this side 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's the first 5 on this side right here. So we're just going to turn it over, and we're just going to continue to work again on this end. We're going to work 5 more. I'm sorry, 6 half double crochets. On this side, we're going to work 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So on this side right here, if you open up your purse like this, you should have a total of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so now we're on this end here. We're going to now chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, I didn't grab that right. 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so we have 15 single crochet or 15 chains. Okay, so now we're going to skip 5. Okay, I'm going to yarn over because we're going to do a half double crochet. So we're going to skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in this 6th one, we're going to work a half double crochet. Okay, so that's our first one. Now again, we're going to work 6 on this side and 6 on this side, so we'll have a total of 12. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, now we're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so now again, we're going to skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in this last one right here, we're just going to do 1 half double crochet, and that's the 6th one for this side here that we completed. And then now all we're going to do is slip stitch to the first half double crochet. So now you have your base for the handle right here, and as you can see, they match. So this side matches with the back side, and this side matches with this side. And that's why I say it's important to have 34 stitches so that it comes out even. So again, we have 6 on this side, 6 on this side. We skipped 5. We have 6 back here, 6 in the front here, and then we skipped 5. So again, but when we first started, we started with 5 because we had to go around and then added that 6th one here at the end, and we have our little handle right here. Now at this point, you can either switch to white or continue with the green, and I'm going to continue with the green. So I am going to cut the white thread right here. I'm going to cut the white yarn right there just to get it out of the way so it's not bothering. Okay. So we're going to continue now. Okay, so we did the slip stitch. Okay, so now what we're going to do is chain 1. And across all these chains right here that we did, okay, all the way up to here, we're going to do single crochets along this edge right here. Just a single crochet. So that's all we're going to do. Okay. And we're almost done here. And I need some more thread or more yarn. Okay, so we're right here. Now this is really the last stitch right here, but I just worked right to that stitch before our handle. Okay, and what we're going to do with the handle part now, it's totally up to you. You can continue to do single crochets along the stitches across the handle and all the way around, but when I get to the handle part, I like to do a half double crochet. So what I'm going to do is, again, this is a single crochet, and you got to make sure that these chains don't get twisted up. So this is the front of the chains right here. So you want to make sure that that's facing you so you don't doesn't get all twisted up on you. So I'm going to start with this stitch right here, and I'm going to do a half double crochet right here. And I'm going to do half double crochets along the whole handle, along all these stitches that we did, or these chain stitches that we did here. So on this part here, I'm just doing half double crochets, and I think this just looks a little bit nicer with half double crochets. So I mean, it's totally up to you. You can do whatever you want. If you wanted to do single crochets, and I need to pull some more of this out. So that's all I'm doing. And as you can see, that's how it's starting to look. So it comes single crochets, then we go into half double crochets there. Okay, I really need to pull more out because, sorry about that. Okay. I just want to show you until we get to the other side of the handle, and then we're going to do single crochets along the other side of. Oh, sometimes when you work with two strands, they get stuck together and it's just not cooperating. So here we go. And then trying to grab both of them together can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Okay. So right here, I'm at the last chain right here. Okay. And this is not really a chain, and I'm not going to put a stitch in this one right here. I'm just going to continue now, and I'm going to do single crochets. Okay. So I ended over here, and then I started right down here with single crochet. So I'm going to do a single crochet all the way around this corner until I get to the other side, and then when I get to this part here, I'm going to do half double crochets again. Okay, so this is what the handle is looking like. As you can see, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to continue to do this, and I'll meet you at the end of this once I'm done with all these chains. So here I am at the very end. I finished all my half double crochets right here, and I'm just going to simply, this is where we started. If you wanted, you could put a stitch marker there when you first started the row, and all you're going to do now is just slip stitch to that very first single crochet, and then I'm going to do a chain. I'm going to pull and give it a little tug, and that's it. Your purse is done. And this is the handles right here. So it was very easy to do, and I'll be back and I'll show you how to make the flower and how to make the tassel. So now we're going to work on the flower, and for the flower we're going to use a crochet hook size H, and I'm going to use my green yarn here, and we're going to do a magic circle. I'm giving a little slack here, and I'm going to make a magic circle. Well, this is the way that I do it. I kind of just wrap it around my fingers. Okay, pull this little loop off, insert my hook, pull up a loop, and then just do a chain one just to hold everything together. Now in this ring we're going to do 12 single crochets. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, now I'm just going to tug on this a little bit, not too much at this point. We're going to tug on it some more later. So I'm just kind of closing it up just a little bit there. And we're going to go to the first single crochet and do a slip stitch right here. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to slip stitch into that same stitch where we slip stitch to close. We're going to slip stitch in that same stitch again. So what that does, it creates a little loop right here. So now we're going to chain 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And in that same stitch again, we're going to do another slip stitch right here. So now we have 2 loops and we have the 3 slip stitches right there. And we're going to chain 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to go to the second stitch and we're going to do a slip stitch. Chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go into that second single crochet and do another slip stitch. Chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And into that same stitch, that second single crochet, we're going to do again another slip stitch. So in every single crochet, we're going to work 3 slip stitches. We're going to do a slip stitch, chain 8, slip stitch, chain 8, then slip stitch, and then we're going to repeat that. So in every stitch, you should have a total of 3 slip stitches, as you can see right here. The first one, it has 2, but when we come back around, you'll get another one inside of there. So the second stitch right here, we have 1 slip stitch, 2 slip stitch, and then the third one. Okay, so that's what we're going to do to every single crochet. So now we're at this point here, we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go into that third single crochet and put a slip stitch. Chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go into that same single crochet, that third one, and we're going to put a slip stitch. Chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going to go into that same one. I'm just kind of pulling my stitches over so I can do my slip stitch. Chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to go into the next single crochet and do my slip stitch, and we're going to repeat this. We're going to do a chain 8, slip stitch, chain 8, slip stitch, and we're going to do that to all of these stitches here. We have a total of 12. So again, in each one, we should have 3 slip stitches and of course the chain 8. So here's the stitch here. We have 1 slip stitch right here, 2, and then 3. So we're going to do that 1. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, 3. So in each one, we're going to do a slip stitch and a chain. Right now, it doesn't look like much, but when you fill them all in, it's going to get a little bit, you know, fluffy and puffy and loopy. Now, you can do this as many stitches as you want. Now, here I just did 12. If you want a bigger flower, you can do more. You can do 4 slip stitches in each stitch. You can do whatever you feel to get the flower however puffy that you want. But this is just going to create a very loopy flower like that. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do that to all of these stitches here, and I'll meet you here when we're at the last one. So here I have my last single crochet to do, so I'm going to chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to slip stitch into that last single crochet. Chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slip stitch into that single crochet again. That's my second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slip stitch in that last stitch again. That's my third. Then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to slip stitch to the very first one that we started with. Okay, then I'm going to do a chain, and I'm going to give it a little tug so we can pull off. And this is what it's looking like right now. It doesn't look like much. As you can see, there's that big hole there, which, you know, if you pull on this thread right here in the back, let me cut this off first. If I can find my scissors. Where are they? And of course I can't find them right now. Don't know what I did with them. Here they are. Sorry about that, guys. Let me give enough pull. Okay, so you have this opening right here. Now you can definitely, this is the string that we started off with, pull on it and it's going to close it up. So I mean, it all depends on what you want to do. You can leave it just like this in a little bit of opening and then put a little gem right here in the middle that would make a nice cute little flower like that, or you can just pull on it more and close it up. So if you close it in the back, that's what it looks like. This is the back. So I close that up, and then this is what the front looks like. So it's just a lot of loops in the front right here, as you can see. Okay, so now you have your string right here, and then you got this one, and all I'm going to do is just bring this string here to the center. So I'm just kind of sticking it in here anywhere, and I'm just going to pull this to the center right there. So now we have these two kind of in the center, okay? And that's what the flower looks like. It's a nice full loopy flower. Very easy, very simple to do. So then all you're going to do now is on the handle here, I'm going to put one string right here through the white row right here. I think that was row number 10. And then I'm going to put the other one on the other side right here. Okay. Just like that. And then you're going to just tie it in the back right here. Just a simple knot. One, you can give it a few knots. I usually do about 3, 2, and 3. Okay, then you'll weave in your ends, of course, cut it, and I like to weave in a little bit. But that's with just the flower like that. Look how pretty that looks. Just like that. It's a nice full little flower. Okay, so now to make the tassel. Now, there's a couple of different things you can do to make your tassel. I have this, which I bought at Joann when it was on sale during Black Friday, and this is a pom-pom maker. These are for pom-poms, and I'm making 2 pom-poms with these right here right now. And then this is a tassel maker right here. And I think the brand is called, there you go, Boy. I don't know how you pronounce it, Boy, but this is the brand. You can get this at Joann. I think I got it for $10 during Black Friday, so it's really cheap. And what you do with this is, what you do is you fold these depending on how long you want your tassel. So you fold this down. It doesn't stay very well, but I'll try to get these down here. So depending on how long you want your tassel, you would put those or snap those in place there, and then you would use this side to wrap your yarn around. So you can use this type of thing. You can use a cardboard. What I was using, because I didn't have that handy, is I used this. I had bought a pack of gum, and I was just using that since this is nice and sturdy. And all you're going to do, and I'm just going to use this for right now, all you're going to do is wrap this around 15 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So however many times you want, depending on how thick you want your tassel. I'm just going to cut it right there. okay? And then I'm going to cut 2 other pieces. Now it doesn't really matter how long you cut them. I'm just cutting and giving some extra room. Okay, so I got my 2 pieces here. 1, 2 pieces right here. All I'm going to do now is take this off. Okay, and you probably can do it better than me. I'm just, really doesn't matter to me. So you have this part right here, okay, and you want to have your finger in here so you don't lose your strands, okay? So you're going to take one of these and you're going to put it through here, okay? So you have it like that. And I'm just going to make sure that the ends are even, okay? And then all I'm going to do is tie a knot right here at the top. So just tying a knot, 1 and 2. Okay, so we have that. Now the second piece of string, or string yarn I should say. Okay, I'm just kind of, you know, making sure they're all nice and straight. You're going to take this, okay, and you're just going to wrap a couple times around. I'm going to pull this a little bit more here, and you're just going to wrap it around here and pull on it so it gives it that little tassel look right there. So just wrap it around a couple more times. Okay, I think that's good enough. And then I'm just going to give it a knot. Get these out of the way there. And I'm going to give it 2 knots right here. So that's 1. And then I'm going to knot it again. And that's my second knot right there. Okay, now you can just leave these hanging, but I don't like it to look like that. You can tell that these are the ends. So what I like to do is take a smaller crochet hook, doesn't matter what size, but I have a smaller crochet hook, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go just put my crochet hook right here inside, just like that, and pull it out to this, pull it out of that end. And then all I'm going to do is kind of wrap my yarn or that end around there and just kind of pull through and then pull it out. So then we have the other strand right here that we used to tie that, and I'm just doing the same thing. I'm going to take this one and just wrapping it around the hook like that, and then pulling down and then pulling that out. So you don't see, you can see it's a little better finish right there. So that's the back, and then you can use this as the front. So it looks nice and neat. Okay, and then of course all you're going to do is cut this and make this part even. So I'm just gonna just cut. So you want to make sure that, you know, these are all nice and straight, nice and even, and just trim it. I think that looks okay. I mean, you can make it a little bit better if you want, but I think that's good enough. So then all you're going to do now is attach the tassel. And the way that I did it is I just kind of took one string around the flower this way and one string around this way. And again, I'm putting it through the same areas where we put the flower. I'm attaching it to the purse here. So anywhere that you can find to attach it. into one of these holes here. Okay, that's one end right here. And then this one, just anywhere back here, I'm attaching it to the purse. So I'm going to go through that one right there. Okay, and we have the strings from the flower, so you just got to make sure you're grabbing the right strings. So I have them kind of pulling up and down. And you can pull it as tight as you want. Now, depending if you want to give it a little bit more slack like that and have a little bit of string right there, or you want it a little bit tighter like that, I think I like it like that. So that's how I'm going to leave it. And then all you're going to do is tie these ends here as well. So all I'm going to do is just tie it. 1, 2, and I'm going to tie it 3 times. And then of course you're going to cut and sew in your ends. These are all your ends from the flower and the tassel. And there you go. That's how the tassel and the flower are going to look on the purse. So it's that easy, it's that simple, and I think it looks really pretty for a little girl to carry all her cute little things inside here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate everybody commenting on my videos. And again, I'm sure you probably heard Bronco snoring in the beginning of the video, and sorry about that, but you know, it is pretty late and he is sleeping, so you will hear him in the video. But anyways, I just wanted to tell all my subscribers thank you very much, and I really appreciate, you know, you subscribing to my channel. And I do plan on making more dresses for the American Girl doll. I have lots of stuff to share with you. It's just, you know, time consuming for me to get these videos out. Again, my life is very hectic and it's hard for me to do these videos, but I'm going to do them as you know, soon as I can. The other issue is too that this summer and every summer I do a craft show in my town, June, July, and August. It's once a week, every Thursday for about 3 or 4 hours, and it does take a lot of my time and energy to prepare every week for that craft show. You know, and it's all summer long. So anyway, I'm going to do the best that I can to get some videos out. And again, thank you very much and have a great day. Good night. Bye.